All right. Welcome to our today's edition of Walk Into Training. This is Boni Gopalan, CTO of Walk Into. So today, as per our schedule, we are going to be discussing floor plans. Floor plans, it's a very generic feature in Walk Into, just like a lot of things in Walk Into, it is a generic feature. Has a lot of natural relevance when you're selling to real estate or any large property where a map-based navigation will make sense. So the way Walk-Into has organized it is there are two levels in which you can organize the images that are for a tool. If there are different areas for a in a property, such as like the one which I am going to be using here, there's a 3 BHK here. There's a 1.5 BHK here, two separate properties, and say this property has two floors and this property has single floors. So that is adding basically two dimensions. You will really, if you were to put this together as a single tour, you will need the flexibility where for this 3 BHK, you should be able to add two floors, and for this 1.5 BHK, you should be able to add a single floor and still have these two things as individual areas in your tour. So Walk-Into provides that flexibility, and want to demonstrate to you how to create floor plans and how to add hotspots into the floor plans and how to manage its navigation. Okay. Uh, this is I'm reusing one of our previous tools, so there's a lot of residue here. I'm just going to delete all these things. Basically, I will be using a lot of things from our floor plans. So let's start with our 1.5 BHK, and I'm going to stay here. So I will keep adding a few floor points to my shortlist. So this is the living room. Click to add floor shortlisted. So here is a bedroom, so right here. Okay, I will shortlist that too. Now you know how the shortlisting works, so I'm not going to be stressing too much on that. There's a bathroom here. I'm going to shortlist that too. Fine. So we have shortlisted three for this particular entity. Okay, and I'm not going to complicate things by going in and starting shortlisting for the 3.5 BHK. First, we will stay here, and we'll um, add the floor plan for this 1.5 BHK. So to do that, here is our add area plan button that brings up a widget where you can upload a floor plan. And here it's important to note that floor plan has a fixed position in Walk-Into. It is a right bottom corner. It's not really changeable, so it just stays there. Reasonably responsive in both in desktop and mobile. Preferably better working on uh, desktop. It really doesn't make a lot of sense in small screens. For the mobile, for the floor plan to come, tablets is like it should work for them. So as usual, we have the Q&A session on. So to ask any questions on the Q&A panel, just use the Q&A panel on the right top grid, and you can pull down and you can ask a question. I would love to answer those. Okay, thank you. So to add a floor plan, you should have already had the floor plan images ready. So I have a few ready here. The different types of floor plans, all a little bit fancy stuff. I'm just going to pick one of this. This is a large one. This looks more reasonable for this. Okay. So it when I select one, what happens is that it loads up and it comes back and goes. Here is a quirk that currently we are trying to fix. So if when you open up a new floor plan, it's a good idea to just close this once and open it back so that the reinitialization and everything happens properly. So I will just repeat. As of now, there is a small instability on floor plans in the editor. So after you load up a new floor plan, just close it by clicking here and open it back. That will set everything fine. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one floor point here. So now here already we have a bunch of things going. You can see that this widget is pretty powerful, and here like you can see that there's a thing. There's a short menu added here for this floor area. This by default there is a floor name that comes here, which you can edit by clicking here. You can call it one. I think two characters is take. Okay, I'll call it just A. Click save to save it away. It's all good. So now at this point, if I go to the preview, this should come up fine. You can see that the floor area has come up on the right bottom. It comes up, and if I move out, it kind of goes into a smaller state. And I move mouse back in, it becomes bigger. Right now there are no hotspots over there, so we're going to attach some hotspots on that. All right, so let's add a hotspot. So to add a hotspot, what you do is you click on the point here, and then you click where you want to add it. So here I'm going to pick the living room. And when I do that, I get that shortlist that I have already made available here. I can navigate it like this. So I'm just going to pick this as my viewpoint and click save. So, okay, so now we can see that a floor point has been added. So if I move somewhere here, so this is the point that we have added. It has come up nicely. Um, let me just open it back. Okay, here the editor again the same small problem. When I move the scene, the widget, the floor point also moves nicely with that. So this is an active floor point. Now, if I jump over to the preview screen for this, you should be able to see the same thing that we have just done. So this, we are on a totally different area right now. Click on this, it will jump me to the 1.5 area. Okay, so a living room of that. So now let's go and add a couple of more floor points. I'm going to add one to the bedroom here. That'll be pretty much it. I'm going to be crazy with it. All right, here the bedroom one. This is the view that I'm going to add. I can give a name, so that comes as a hover. The name comes up. I'm just going to call it bedroom and save. Okay. So now there is a nice adjustment here. Say like when you're clicking here, so this is what comes up. You can always adjust this view and viewing angle. But to do that, say this is the direction in which I want to put the bed. So you double click on it. So when you double click on it, and currently say I want to adjust this wedge angle, I can always pull it to adjust it. Okay. So it's a bit of kind of instability that I'm seeing with the floor plan right now. Okay. This usually doesn't happen this way. Okay, so now that is the floor area. Now to add another floor point to another floor plan area to it, we have this 3.3 BHK also here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add another area. So this is not a floor. So if I were to add a floor to it, I'll be clicking on this button to add a floor. That's not what I want to do. I'm going to add another floor area, and for which I'm going to pick another floor plan. This one I'm opening it. And again, once it loads in, I'm just going to close it and open it back. I'm going to get into this 3 BHK. Here you can see that the second area that I have added came on the side menu here. So that is a easy way to navigate between. And here, if you go in the preview, same organization we'll see in this side menu also. Here, area A, area plan, area plan. These names I can change. Both the images that we have added are nicely coming up there. So heading over to the 3 BHK intended floor plan. Here I'm going to use a slightly different technique. I'm clicking here. So now I can, what I have an option is I have an option to use the editor scene. When I do that, whatever is on the, whatever is currently seen on the editor will get added, and that gets attached to this. And in this case, like now I can adjust the wedge angle. So I want to look right into the living room area. To do that, I'm just pulling it this way, adjusting here, and click save. So this is a nice way of doing it because you can just walk and you can keep creating. So now let's go to the next area here. So this seems like dining area. This is from where we came. Not allowed here. So let's put this as a study. So to do that, I put here, and I need to pick the right area plan once again. This is the one that I want. So I will put somewhere here. So to do that, I click on the point. I select the floor area that I want, and I again will use the editor scene that has loaded it there, and I want us to be looking right into this corner. So to do that, I pull the edge, pull the wedge a little bit, and click save. So now I have adjusted it this way. When I click here, it should load up. It's slightly still jumping around. Uh, Loads it this way. Okay. So if at all, like while you're working with the editor, if at any time, like what is happening with me, like when I'm clicking here, the map is loading up. All you have to do is click on the show street view button back. This problem doesn't exist on the viewer, so it is just a temporary thing. Click back on the this toggle button, and that will bring back the street view for you. Okay, so now we have added two links here, one in the living room and one in the study. When I click here, like it straight away it goes there. Whichever view that we have set up, it comes up on that. We have two areas here, so that way I can switch between the areas. Like this is the area that we are in right now. Another one is this one. Okay, so 3 BHK. If I go here, let, let's run this in the viewer. Okay, so you can see that now automatically. So when I move to 1.5 BHK, it has moved correctly to the floor plan has changed. Even though like I did the change from the menu, so I'm selecting 3 BHK. You can see that the floor plan has changed. If I select 1.5 BHK, the floor plan has changed to this 3 BHK. The next floor plan comes up because we have active points over there, and by clicking on the points, it jumps between different points. When if I walk the tool and comes back to a point where I have a valid floor area, that link should highlight. So here you can see that on this point we have a marker. So when I just when I was clicking on arrows and moving around, when I reach the correct point, the floor plan highlights. There's quite a bit of things that are going there. Another important thing is that this floor plan is zoomable. So using in mobile devices, you can touch zoom, and otherwise in scroll bar. Here it can be just by using mouse scroll. You can scroll back and forth. This can be draggable, can be dragged and moved. So all of them is happening here. Nice little things. Area plan shifters are here. Click on another one and go. So where another important use case is where there are floors, and I'll just use this 3 BHK want to demonstrate how the, the area selection should work. Select this one. So here, like another inline editor, I can edit the name right here. 3 BHK, save. 1.5 BHK, click save. I can delete it away if I don't want it anymore. If I want to move, I don't think there's a move, but what you can very easily do is double click on an item, and that comes back in the edit mode, and you can delete it and create another place, another place. Now this is an edit mode, so if I were to switch the view, I could do that. Doesn't really make sense this way, but still, if I want to, I could. So I want to move this, and I'm putting it somewhere here. All right, and click save. So now this is a totally different view that is attached there. Okay. So the editing is possible, deleting is possible. So all those minor adjustments are very much possible in here. Okay, so this should. Oh, I didn't refresh it. So let me just refresh it back. Ah, that's interesting. Okay, I'm on the other floor plan. Sorry. So here, this floor plan, and this item we have changed to that laundry side. So it is now just on the laundry side. Okay, so that's the way we manage different floor areas. Floor areas is typically to address like two different properties that you want to combine in to a single walk-into. You can have as many areas as you want. Similarly, if you want to add a different floor, so floors come as widgets on the side. Technically, there's not a lot of difference, but still the way it is taught is different. So this way you can add another floor. That's the sidebar. These widgets on the A, B, C, D. So the side widgets, that's where you add different floors to a particular tool. And once that is there, it is just like the same way. You can add the float points over there and pick whichever view you want, and use editor scene. This is very easy and very nifty to keep adding that. There's absolutely nothing problematic there. So it is very simple that way. Pick the area and then just click save. This don't think it got saved. Let me just add it back. Okay, it's got saved. Now go forward. Oh, this is connected to the other one. This that's like really a little bit of a weird setup that I have done. That's why like it is getting confused between different floors. But in real life, that wouldn't be the case. When I go to the viewer, again, it's a good idea to check everything on the viewer once we are working on few little things. Here, this one had like two floors. As you can see that the floors come as stacked on the side here. You can see that the point that we added is here. It is connecting into the pantry the way we did it. Here, again, like in real life, this will be real floors that we are linking in right now. It is a little bit of hodgepodge going here, but you get the idea, I'm sure. So we have like these two separate properties that we have linked in um, using three different floor plans, two of them organized as floors within a same floor area, and one as individual floor plan of its own area. So this item that we want to see left, this is called the floor area. in the walk into terminology. And when you select a floor area, you get uh, floors. Floors are the ones which happen on the right. Now let's take a quick look at how it comes on the mobile too. Let let me warn you, it's not that pretty. We're still working on ways to make this really good. So the organization is same, so it comes on the right bottom, and it kind of covers the bottom half to give some navigatable area. When you click on an item, it hides the floor plan hides, and it takes you to the place where you have clicked. Floor area change, you can pick and change the floor area. Uh, the clicks takes you right there, and the highlighting and everything works the exact same way as you have done in the mobile in the desktop. Okay. So that is pretty much what you wanted to show. Let me take a look here. Okay, so this is looking good. Did I show the mobile or did I stay on the editor? I think I stayed on the editor. Let me put this back here. Okay. Let me come back. Okay, now we can see. Fine. Let me show this once again. So this is the way in which it comes on the mobile. Click here and it shows up on the right bottom. Clicking on the right floor point, it changes to the right place. So these navigations work nicely. Menu is has no relevance here. The only relevance is that any changes that you do on the menu that will correctly be reflected on the floor plan, because the connection is with respect to the panel, the which panel you are in. So irrespective of in which way you reach a panel, that will have corresponding effect on all the other connected items. So the navigation can be through menu. The navigation can be through floor points. Navigation can be through panel connector clicks, which we have recently released. So whatever it is, when a navigation happens, the link changes that you would expect in floor plan, menu, panel connectors, the correct highlighting, all of them happens naturally. So it's a normal behavior. So this is the way in which it renders on a phone. So if it's on a tablet, bigger tablet, and there's not a big difference except for the area that it covers. There's a maximum area logic that kind of makes sure that it doesn't cover more than a quarter of the area. So because this much is required for anybody to make any meaning out of the floor plan. Still on real devices, we have seen that there's a little bit of instability on mobile. It comes up, but it is not in the best state of affairs. Okay. So this so this is our floor plan feature. So two ways of organization, one as floor areas, and within floor areas you can organize your maps, images as different floors, and within floors you can add hotspots as floor points, and floor points. To add floor points, we have very simple widget that again leverages the power of shortlisting. If you are not shortlisting, you would rather walk the tour and just keep adding. That's also quite possible. You can keep walking the tour, and whichever point that you want to add, all you need to do is click on this point and put it at the place where you want to add it. Then say use editor scene. So that will bring up the scene and connect it in, and then click save. So that's that's about it. And we have seen that slightly sometimes it moves when you're moving back and forth. There's a little bit of in, jumping from the street view scene to the map view scene. It happens. So if at all it happens, just click on the street view icon on the right top, and it will bring you right back. Okay, we'll anyway, that is a bug, so it shouldn't be there for. There's not something that you need to get trained for, so it's something for me to fix. All right. Thank you very much for joining today. Let me just quickly take a look at any questions. So questions that you have, please feel free to ask on the side panel. I would like to answer those. We have about 4 or 5 minutes more left. Melina asked, how is the floor plan going to look like when the tour is embedded to a website? When the tour is embedded to a website, it again takes the dimension of the embedded window, and depending on that window's size, it selects the maximum size it can go to, and using that size, it renders in. So it never kind of covers the whole place. If you have a floor plan and you want to embed it into a website, it is always advisable to give it sufficient real estate. Putting it as a very small entity might not be a good idea. So giving it half a page or a full dedicated page will always be a good idea to uh, to use it. Kevin asked, hi Kevin. Kevin asked about the dimensions, the preferred dimensions for floor plans. Let me just take a look. So here, if I look at it, you see that this is about so it's a 800 600 image that I had used. That sort of is it's a nice size, but uh, the UI kind of resizes the image. If the image is too small, it resizes it nicely. Say the images are in different dimensions, that also is it's not a problem. For example, I'll show you. Say this, I want to pick an image. Okay, this one is slightly a longish image. This one is a longish image. The ones that we have used so far is sort of like width more. This one is length more, height is more. So when we use that, and this is the dimension. So it's a dimension difference that you can see. Now this is added as for item 3 here. So now let's see how it gets managed within the walk into. So here, so what I want to demo is, so this is the one where we have the stack. So this is a rectangular one. This is almost same size, so nothing happened. This, when I selected, you can see that it kind of adjusted in without really creating any distortion to the aspect ratio. Aspect ratio is maintained for bigger or smaller one. It rightly adjusts it away. So whichever, keep it about 800 max with height. Rest everything will get automatically adjusted within the floor plan budget. All right. Any more questions that I could answer? Thank you very much for joining today. And any other questions that you have, please feel free to write to me at bonnie@walkinto.in. I would either answer it back if it is going to be helpful for other people also. I will answer it back within on our the event page itself or on the plus page or as an email back to you. Thank you very much for joining me. You have a good day.